Hey, welcome back. Now, in the last video, we just implemented mechanics to be able to handle lots and lots of ammo pickups all at the same time, or at least very close to the same time, and they all interp to different locations. Now, when we do this, though, we're bombarded with a bunch of sounds, and so we want to limit the amount of sounds that can be played, and we're going to do this with the use of timers. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we are in shooterCharacter.h, and I'm down at the bottom of the private section, and I'm going to add a couple of timer handles because we're going to want to start a timer as soon as we pick up an item, and we're going to use that timer to determine whether or not we should play pickup sounds. We'll also have a timer that will determine whether or not we should play the equip sound. So let's have two timer handles. So we're going to say fTimerHandle, and this one will be called pickup sound timer. We'll also have an fTimerHandle called equip sound timer. Now, as soon as we pick something up, we're going to start the pickup sound timer after we play the pickup sound. Now, while that pickup sound timer is running, we should have a Boolean that we'll set to false that will prevent us from playing further pickup sounds. So let's have a bool, and we'll call this B should play pickup sound. And we'll do the same thing for the equip sound. So let's say bool B should play equip sound. Now we'll give these default values of true in shooterCharacter.cpp. So let's scroll up to the constructor and let's make a comment and say pickup sound timer properties. And we'll say B should play pickup sound will be set to true by default, and B should play equip sound will also be set to true by default. That way, the first time we ever pick something up, we'll be able to play the sound. Now, back in shooterCharacter.h, let's create some callback functions for the end of these timers. So when the timer has finished, we'll call a reset function. So this will be a void function, and we'll call this reset pickup sound timer. And we'll have another one for the equip sound timer. So reset equip sound timer. Now, we're going to need a couple of floats for the reset time. How much time do we want to pass before we can start playing pickup and equip sounds again? So these will be floats, and I'm going to be calling them pickup sound reset time, and another float called equip sound reset time. Now these I want to be able to tweak from blueprints, so I'm going to make these U properties, and I'll make them edit anywhere, blueprint read only, and category, let's make this items, and I'll copy the meta specifier from another one and paste it there. So let's copy this U property, and I'll paste it here for equip sound reset time. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a comment on each of these as well. I'm gonna say time to wait before we can play another pickup sound. And I'll copy this comment and put it on our other float, equip sound reset time. And instead of pickup sound, we're gonna say equip sound. Now we play the sound on the item class. So these Booleans we need to actually access from the item class. So let's make some public getters for these Booleans. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to our public section, and I'm going to make a force inline, and it's going to return a bool, and it will be called should play pickup sound. It's going to be const, and it's going to return B should play pickup sound. And similarly, I'm going to create a getter for the equip sound version. So force inline bool should play equip sound const, and it will return B should play equip sound. So now we have public getters for these. Now, I also want to create a couple of public functions that we can call to start these timers, because we're going to need to start these from the item class as well. You see, as soon as we overlap with an item, we're going to want to start these timers from the item class. So let's make a void function called start pickup sound timer. And we'll make another one called start equip sound timer. Okay, so a couple things left to do. We've got two public functions, the functions we're going to use to start the timers. We also have two private functions which are going to be used to reset the pickup timer and equip timer. And we're also going to want to give our pickup sound reset time and equip sound reset time some default values. So before we implement our four undefined functions, let's go ahead and give pickup sound reset time and the equip version of that default values in the constructor. So I'm going to say pickup sound reset time should be about 0.2 seconds. And equip sound reset time should be about 0.2 seconds as well. So now they have default values and we can tweak these from blueprints. Now let's go ahead and implement some functions. Now the reset ones are going to be very simple. We're simply going to set the Boolean B should play pickup and equip sounds back to true. So let's give these function definitions, and I can just implement them here within the little peek window, because reset pickup sound timer is just going to say B should play pickup sound equals true. So I can save that and close it. And then for reset equip sound timer, I'm going to create a definition for that and simply say B should play equip sound equals true. I'll go ahead and save that and close that out, and we're done with that. Now we need to implement the start pickup sound timer and start equip sound timer. Let's scroll all the way down and create some function bodies for these. So there is start pickup sound timer. And what we're going to do for start pickup sound timer is we're going to set B should play pickup sound to false. But aside from that, we also need to start the timer. And to do that, we're going to say get world timer manager dot set timer. And we first need to pass in pickup sound timer. And we're also going to use the overload that takes a user class, and we're going to use this for the user class. Next, we need to pass in the callback function. So we're going to use the address of operator, and it's going to be a shooter character reset pickup sound timer. And finally, we need the pickup sound reset time as our delay time. So pickup sound reset time, and that is going to be what we do in start pickup sound timer. We're going to set the timer. Now, just to show you all the arguments at once, I'm going to go ahead and put these each on their own lines, and that way we can see it. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and click the promote to document icon so we can see start pickup sound timer. This is what it looks like. Excellent. Now for start equip sound timer, which is going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a definition. I'll go ahead and open up the document, and we're going to do almost the same thing. We're going to set B should play equip sound this time equal to false. And then we're going to call get world timer manager set timer. And I'm going to set that. And instead of reset pickup sound timer, we're going to call reset equip sound timer. And instead of pickup sound reset time, we're going to use equip sound reset time. So now the only thing that's left is to call these start pickup and start equip sound timer functions. We're going to do that from the item class. Now, whenever we start the item curve, let's go to start item curve. You'll see down here that we have this code that says if pickup sound, play sound 2D. We should actually check to see if we're even allowed to play the sound. I'm going to go ahead and create a function in the item class called play pickup sound, which will perform that check for us and call the character's start pickup sound timer. Let's go ahead and do that in item.h. So we'll make this a protected function, and it's going to be a void function, and I'm going to call this play pickup sound. And we're also going to create one for play equip sound, since the functionality for these sounds are similar. So let's go ahead and create function bodies for these. There's play pickup sound, and here's play equip sound. Now here in item.cpp, what are we going to do? Well, first we need to check to see if character is valid. And then we're going to check to see if characters should play pickup sound function returns true. That's going to depend on the booleans that we created in this video. Now, if should play pickup sound is true, then we can start the pickup sound timer. So character start pickup sound timer. And then we can check to see if our pickup sound is valid. And if so, we can use gameplay statics play sound 2D, passing in this and pickup sound. That way, we won't play the pickup sound if should play pickup sound returns false. We're going to do something similar in play equip sound. In fact, all of this code is just about identical except for a few key changes. So let's paste that in. And instead of should play pickup sound, we're going to call should play equip sound. And then instead of start pickup sound timer, we're going to start equip sound timer. And instead of pickup sound, we're going to use equip sound, and that's the sound we're going to play with play sound 2D. And it looks like I copied one too many things. There we go. So we have these play equip sound and play pickup sound functions. Now we need to call these instead of just playing the sound from within start item curve. So let's go to start item curve and scroll down to where we play our pickup sound. And instead of doing this code, we're simply going to call play pickup sound. And play pickup sound will handle playing the pickup sound or not playing it, depending on that Boolean value that we have in shooter character. So that's for the pickup sound. But what about the equip sound? That's going to happen at the end of our item interping, and that's going to be at the function called finish interping. So if we scroll down, it looks like we're not actually playing that sound in finish interping. We might be playing it in characters get pickup item. We can right click and peek that, and yes, of course, it shows that we're playing the equip sound in shooter characters get pickup item. Let's go ahead and go into that function. And it looks like we're going to need that function to be public if we're going to call it from the shooter character class. So here in item.h, let's take play equip sound, copy it, and remove it from that section and stick it right here in the public section, just under tick. And I'll even put a comment here and say called in a shooter character get pickup item. Okay, so back in shootercharacter.cpp, instead of playing the sound, we're going to use the item and call the public function play equip sound. And that will handle playing or not playing the equip sound based on that Boolean value. Okay, let's go ahead and compile this, and then we'll see how it works. Okay, we're compiled and we're back in the editor. I'm going to go ahead and hit play and run through all these pickups. And there we go. Now we're not bombarded with so many different sounds being played. So that is exactly what we wanted. So now we have actual working ammo pickups. Excellent. In the next video, we're going to create an item outline effect. So when we're hovering over an item, we'll see its outline illuminated, and that will help us to see if that's the current item that we're looking at. See you in the next video.